All right, let's dive into one of the biggest, most fascinating crises in modern physics, what's known as the Hubble tension. But we're going to look at it through a really unconventional lens, a framework that says the solution isn't in a new equation, but in the verses of the Quran, seen as a timeless, eternal document.
So, what's the deal with this Hubble tension? Well, put simply, it seems the universe is expanding at two different speeds at the same time. It all depends on how we measure it. And this isn't some small rounding error. It's a major contradiction that has the best minds in cosmology completely stumped.
And this is where it gets really strange. You see, when scientists look deep into the past, at the early universe, by studying the afterglow of the Big Bang, they get an expansion rate of about 67.4. But when they look at the late universe, things closer to us, like exploding stars, they get a faster speed, about 73. The thing is, both of these measurements are super precise, and yet they give us two totally different answers for what should be the exact same number.
And just to be clear, this isn't a small disagreement. In physics, a 4.4 sigma difference is huge. It means the chance of this being a random fluke is next to nothing. This tension is very real, and it's telling us that our standard model of the universe has a serious flaw somewhere.
So, with the world of physics at a dead end, our source material steps in and offers a solution from a place most scientists would never even think to look. It suggests this whole problem isn't a mistake, but a deliberate feature of reality, described in a text it claims is eternal.
Now, this is the core idea you have to get your head around. In this framework, the Quran isn't a history book. It's presented as a living blueprint for reality, almost like the universe's operating system. It's seen as eternal, existing outside of time, and it actually generates the laws of physics, releasing information about reality on a preset schedule.
So what does this mean for our big cosmic crisis? It means the Hubble tension isn't a crisis at all. It's a confirmation. It's an expected discovery that, according to this framework, was basically scheduled to pop up in our telescopes at this precise moment in human history.
So, how in the world does it explain this? The model has a name, dual caustic cosmology, but the source frames it more poetically, calling it the universe of two bows. Let's break down what that actually means.
The idea is actually a pretty conservative tweak to the standard model. It doesn't throw anything out. It just adds one crucial new ingredient, a second energy field that runs in parallel with the one we already know about.
So, these are the two bows. The first one is called light. Think of it as the smooth, structural blueprint of the universe, the field that was in charge way back in the beginning. The second bow is called sound, or life. This one is totally different. It's vibrational, it's responsive, and it only really gets going in the later universe. So you have two different energy modes for two different eras of the cosmos.
And this is where the idea comes from. This verse is interpreted not as some beautiful metaphor, but as the literal geometry of creation itself, a reality that's built on the tension between two distinct but connected forces.
Okay, so a universe with two fields is one thing, but here's where it gets really wild. The source material claims the Quran actually tells us how to observe these two fields, and it even predicts the confusing result that science is grappling with right now.
This verse is read as a direct command. Go look at the heavens twice. And get this, it warns you that when you do, you're going to get a confusing result. Your sight will come back humiliated and exhausted. You're going to experience cognitive dissonance.
And here is the direct connection. That first look is our measurement of the early universe, the CMB. In this model, that method can only detect the first light field, which gives us the lower number, 67.4. The second look? That's our measurement of the recent universe using supernova, which sees the combined effect of both the light and the sound fields, giving us that higher number, 73.0.
This table just pulls it all together perfectly. The difference in numbers isn't a conflict. It's the signature of a second field activating later in the universe's life. When we look at the beginning, we only see the light field, which is tied to Rahmān, the foundational command. But when we look at the universe now, we see both fields, the light and the sound, which adds Rahim, the active, life-giving mercy. We're not getting two different measurements of one universe, we're correctly measuring two different phases of one creation.
This line just nails the source's message to the scientific community. Your data is good. The tension you found is real. The only thing that's wrong is your assumption that the universe has been running on one single principle the whole time.
But this framework doesn't just stop out there in the cosmos. It takes this huge cosmic duality and brings it all the way down to us,
to the level of human consciousness. It proposes that every single one of us is a small-scale version of this exact same cosmic structure.
So the idea here is that you're not just some passive observer watching all this happen. You are an active participant. Every single choice you make, every action, is part of you solving a living equation, turning potential into actual reality.
So just as the universe has its wave and particle sides, so do you. The wave is your inner world, all your potential, your intentions, your choice for mercy. And the particle? That's when you act. That's the moment you take all that potential and collapse it into a decisive action, a testimony to who you really are.
And this just makes the whole cosmic theory intensely personal. The whole point of engaging with a text like this, from this point of view, isn't just to learn facts about the universe. It's to tune your own inner universe to match its cosmic structure.
So, what's the bottom line? The source material isn't presenting this as just another scientific theory up for debate. It's presenting it as a testimony, a revealed blueprint for how reality actually works.
So let's recap the key points of this testimony. The Hubble tension isn't a problem. It's a feature, the heartbeat of mercy. The Quran is said to provide the actual geometry of the cosmos, the scientific method to find it, and the humility we need to accept it. And this is the big one. The argument is that we don't use physics to explain the Quran. It's the other way around. The Quran, as an eternal document that comes from outside of time, actually generates the physics we're just now starting to figure out.
And this is the final piece of evidence the source presents. It's a promise that signs will be shown in the cosmos, the horizons, and within us, until the truth becomes clear. The Hubble tension, in this view, is simply one of those signs, arriving right on schedule.
Which leaves us all with a pretty provocative thought to chew on. Is it possible that the texts we think of as ancient aren't just stories about the past, but are actually data streams containing information about our present and our future? This framework argues yes, and that the universe itself, through discoveries just like the Hubble tension, is giving us the proof.